I was 7. In Sweden, the Christmas season starts on December 13th, Saint Lucia Day. Saint Lucia of Sicily was a 4th century martyr who, according to legend, brought food and aid to the Christians hiding in the Roman catacombs. Wearing a candle-lit wreath on her head to light her way and free her hands to carry as much food as possible. The Swedes celebrate her on December 13th. On that day, by tradition, the oldest daughter of the family is Lucia. Her siblings are the attendants and the star boys. It was my time to be Saint Lucia. Eva and Barbara were my attendants. We got up really early. Glenda, our nanny, helped us dress in long white robes. Me, Saint Lucia, wore a long red sash around my waist and a wreath of candles on my head. Yeah, they were lit. Eva and Barbara wore a gold tinsel sash around their waists and around their heads. Saint Lucia, me, carried a tray with coffee cups and a plate of lucicata, a sweet saffron bun. Eva and Barbara carried lighted candles. Glenda brought us a coffee pot. At my parents' bedroom door, Glenda lit our candles, and we entered the room proudly singing the Lucia song. That evening, we went to the community St. Lucia pageant. There was one Lucia and many, many attendants and star boys singing for the crowd. It was a beautiful candlelit performance. At the end, the audience sang and danced and enjoyed lucicata, peppercorn, and coffee. The next day, Christmas Eve preparations began in earnest. Papa cured a ham, made silta, head cheese, and potato sausage that hung in the cellar until needed for the smorgasbord on Christmas. He hung paper stars in all the street-facing windows over the light bulbs that hung there. These are my stars. Every household did the same. It was an awesome sight as we walked or traveled by kick sleds, they're called sparks, through the town. And of course, Papa cut down a Christmas tree. Mama was busy cooking and baking for the days to come. She made peppercorn, a crisp ginger cookie, to be decorated for eating, wishing, and hanging on the tree. She made limpa, Swedish rice, to be used for the simple Christmas Day meal. Some other treats she made were musseliner, an almond-filled treat, spritz cookies and fruit soup, and many other goodies. But my favorite was kneck, a hard caramel. I helped wrap the caramel so they could be used to fill the julkranskatter kamels. That's those things.
Tube looking or the?
Yep.
Okay.
Julkranskaramels are frilly paper tube that hang on the tree, and the julgrankori, that's this, a heart-shaped woven basket. I so enjoyed making the paper decorations for our tree. I was pretty good at making the frilly candy tubes and the Swedish flags, but couldn't get the woven hearts. Took me 70 years to figure it out. A few days before Christmas, the tree was set up. We decorated it with our homemade paper ornaments and cookies, the candle holders and a few glass ornaments and an angel on top. It was Christmas Eve. The smorgasbord with an array of beautiful foods was laid out. The extended family and friends gathered in the big room of our hotel. Must have been 30 or 40 people. There was singing and dancing to the music of the fiddle, accordion, and piano. The tree in all its glory stood in the middle of the room. Nearby was a ladder and buckets of water. It was time for the lighting. Papa and two uncles with really long matches lit the candles. When all the candles were burning, the lights in the room were turned off. Only the candles on the tree lit the room. Oh, what a sight to behold. It will live in my memory forever. After the candles burned down and the lights were turned back on, we passed out presents with the help of Jultomten, Santa Claus, and enjoyed the bounty of the smorgasbord. Soon the relatives and friends departed and we went to bed. Christmas Eve was over. Early on Christmas Day morning, we ready to attend Julota, the Christmas church service. We traveled by kick sleds. Papa and Barbara on one, Eva and Mama on one, and I commandeered my own. As was the custom before going to the church, we visited the cemetery. Every family had laid a blanket of pine boughs on the family plot, and ice candles lighted every grave. The stunning sight assured me that the darkness would pass and the daylight would get much longer. At the Julata, we sang the Christmas hymns and listened to the story of Jesus' birth from the Bible. The rest of Christmas Day was a quiet time for reflecting and giving thanks. The meal was simple fare. We ate dip in panna. That's limpa, rye bread dipped in ham broth. The rice pudding, which I didn't like at all, but I ate it anyway because there was a small toy baby Jesus in the pot, and the person who got it in their bowl would receive a bag of gold, foiled wrapped chocolate coins. Can't remember ever getting the gold, and I still don't like rice pudding. We had other simple fare that day, but saved the fancy foods for friends and family who would come to visit over the next 12 days. Papa's brothers and sisters who lived far away brought their families. I remember playing with my cousins. January 13th, Knut's Day, was the last day of the Christmas season. To celebrate in Boden at that time, all the family's Christmas trees were piled up for a gigantic bonfire. Merchants sold their wares, musicians played, and the glow of the burning pines filled the sky. I remember when I was 4 or 5, I'd gotten my first and only fur coat for Christmas. I wore it proudly to Knut's celebration, feeling like a princess. I was amazed at the huge fire and all the goings on. At 7 years old, I was still thrilled. Christmas for 1952 was over. Christmas when I was 8 was completely different. After Saint Lucia Day, there was no preparation for Christmas in my home because we were preparing to immigrate to America very soon. I spent my time memorizing for the lead part in my school Christmas program. The lead role had been awarded to another girl, but when the teacher learned that I was going to America, she gave the role to some straw ornaments and silver candles and silver clips, and of course Swedish flags. No Swedish Christmas tree would be complete without the flags. I think it's a nice miniature tree. I remember as a child. It's as nice a tree as I remember as a child. I won't light the candles though. Plastic tree, paper decoration, burning candles. Not a good idea. Hope you like it anyway. Share my trip. Thank you for sharing my trip down memory lane with all of you. It's been a great pleasure. Hope you liked it too.
Thank you.
Good year.
Look up. Thanks. Thank you, Mom.
What are you doing? Are you done?
Mm-hmm. Your light is on.
Little man.
Okay, so food should all be ready. We can eat and then do presents.
Come here. You gotta get out of Grandma's bedroom. Go get some food. I'm tired, I know, but.
Must have good tonight.
Well, we're trying to get in the bedroom. Why are you so stubborn? Why are you so stubborn?
Okay.
Your boo was on it. Your boo was in my arm. No, it's my arm.
Alright,
Hello, hello.
Oh.
Oh, is this Bree?
get out of there.
I'm not getting yelled at.
Out of here.
You can't be here yet. Oh. Brush it up. Watch out, bud. Come here.